Oh, let me fucking unshare this.
You know we're live. What's up, TIW Mafia? JP here with Big Josh. You saw
I'm
Nikita
just off, dude.
Koloff.
We're trying to do our shit. We're just trying to get our reads. Just trying to do what we're trying to do, and we can't even get into
That's,
the site. It's just
no,
whatever
it's
we
all
try to
good.
do, it's always shits against us. So here we are again, having a just trying to get shit going and having a good show.
You want to see the TIW Mafia go? Just back us up against the wall and motherfuckers, we'll go. You know what? Guys, this week's show is brought to you by Fanatics. Fanatics has the best in all of the sports apparel out there. If you want an officially licensed team from all of the major leagues, talking NHL, NFL, NBA, it's up there at Fanatics. And you get 25% off your order just by going to podgo.co/fanatics. That's podgo.co/fanatics. Get 25% off your whole order. They have officially licensed everything.
I need to get a new Roethlisberger jersey. Is probably where I'll start at that site because at the end, not even at the end of the first period, there's a video too that I literally burned that jersey. I'm done, man. I'm done with it. Go to New England, please. Just leave.
No,
Yeah, go. I'm done.
not
Just leave.
here.
Go to New England. Go have a great time. Yeah.
Guys. So a handful of people, because it went out live on one site, heard the Nikita Koloff interview that we did Tuesday. That's not coming out tonight. That'll come out, I believe, next week. It
Yeah.
was incredible. And I'm extremely biased because I was one of the people on there, but I'd say it was really me and Josh at our best. As far as the interview goes, and Nikita was incredible. He was an unbelievably, just a cool dude.
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was really fun to I didn't it was fun. It was a natural interview. It was one of those ones where you just look you can it was I think I was there was that like I keep saying it was that hey, get that Josh Allen jersey, it'll pay off. Yeah, Wyoming, go Cowboys. Man, yeah. Anyway, I'm speechless again because the Steelers fail. So podgo.co/fanatics for me to get I don't know, man. I'm over it, man. I'm ready. I want to give up the farm for the next generation of quarterback. I want that. Or bring in Jameis Winston to stop the gap for a year. Like dump him. I don't care. Jameis Winston, get him cheap. Let him have him for a year and see what happens with those young
Winston's
wide
pretty
receivers.
good.
So I'm saying,
I won my fantasy football league last year because of Winston.
I'm just saying, I understand. You know me. I'm true black and gold.
No,
Like I didn't boast at all when they were 11-0. I didn't boast at all like the entire year. Did I, JP? Like I didn't say anything
no,
because I knew.
you
Like
kept both
I'm
of us kept quiet because I knew it wasn't the year for the Patriots. Like I talk trash because it's fun. Like I knew this wasn't their year, and I said that to you all along.
yeah, yeah,
And it wasn't the year that it was going to happen.
yeah. Well, you can be the fucking TikTok champion this year, there, Juju.
Listen, so Juju, like I love Juju. You know he's like a huge video gamer.
Yeah, he's a good kid,
Like
but
he's
kid.
on a legit like esports team.
I imagine. I'm
Have
sure
you
there's a lot of these kids that are melting their brains that way.
you ever heard of like FaZe Rug?
No.
FaZe Rug is a huge YouTuber. He's got like 15 million
See,
followers now. I think he
that's
said
where
it
we're
this
so
morning.
good because you're way over there and I'm not. I can't.
But this kid's got almost 20 million followers. Like that's what his next goal is.
I'll lay
And
money on a fucking drone race though.
he he started out as a video gamer, like playing Call of Duty on the team FaZe, and that's the team Juju was on.
Okay, all right. The most game I get in is NHL, man. So anybody ever wants
No,
to play NHL on the Xbox, I'll fucking wreck you. I'll fucking wreck you like
I'll
there's no
take you and
tomorrow.
Blade. I'll take you and Blade to steal any day.
Oh, the fuck you will. Nope. Okay, that's happening. That's
Blade to
yep.
steal all day
Yeah.
long.
Man,
No,
that was fun.
we just decided a little game that we're gonna change a little. Like literally, when I say just decided, about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's
So
same thing. Same thing we decided with our Podgo read about literally 2 minutes,
yeah,
5 minutes ago now.
we said last week that the Free Fake Friday wasn't going to be every week anymore, and it was just going to be the last week of the month. And I felt so. I don't know about you, Josh. I felt empty this week.
You know,
Like I felt like something was missing.
it's it what's not going to be missing is the interview this week with Masha Slamovich.
It is not.
Did you have you listened to it? Did you
I
any
haven't.
download? Huh?
Nope. I'm going to be listening to it tonight.
Okay, so I'm going to be interesting to get your feedback. But if you guys, I'm serious about this. Like she's going to be at Mission Pro. I don't think you would come back from Japan if you weren't going to make an appearance someplace else. You know what I mean? Like
That's
at least AEW Dark. And she didn't disclose any of this information to us, but I'm hoping after you guys enjoy this interview, look forward to the NIkita Koloff interview the week after this week. But those two interviews, and then I'm lining up a third one. If I can get the Sarge on the right page, man, we're gonna be good.
yeah, I threw something out there too today on the old Twitter book. But
you were we were referred to
that's the same. I'm
can we
talking
talk
about the same
can we
tweet.
yeah can we mark it? I want to mark out about you a little bit, and I want to talk about the relationship that you and Green Ant have. That it's pretty cool, man. I think
That's
it's we're Chikara Marks. We've always been Chikara Marks, and I think we forever will be. I was thinking about that today. I was like, I think time heals all wounds. I really do. But it was cool to see somebody. I didn't even look. Like I just saw your picture that you sent me of the tweet. But I'm assuming that this has something to do with Travis Huckabee's tweet about if your favorite ant isn't Fire Ant, then something about the colony. I can't remember what it was specifically, but I think that's the origination of the tweet. And then Calyx, I think he goes by Big Calyx now. We know him as Calyx the Castigator as part of the Proteus wheel. And he said or referred to something as the Jai-Ant, and you had actually brought that up to Green Ant like a year ago, 2 years ago, or whenever it was the Hall of Fame with Boston Brew, not Boston, but Joe Bruins Hall of Fame when you and Joe had Green Ant and Thief Ant, which every move that Thief Ant has is unique at the Hall of Fame there for Joe Bruin.
It's unique to who? Usually his opponent.
Exactly.
He steals them all.
But you guys developed a relationship. Like when we would interview or there would be talks, there was a time that we interviewed and he had to get off. It was like 10 p.m. but you guys stayed on for 4 or 5 hours later. It was 3:00 in the morning and you guys are still talking.
Yeah. Oh, that was like the last time we had him on, and that was because there was me and him get into a real deep discussion on stuff. That was kind of no, that was post the Speak Up movement.
Yeah. Plus, he was, it's really humbling when you do this and you have the ability to interview a masked wrestler or a luchador, and they do the interviews kayfabe or in character, like keeping their gimmick, protecting that gimmick, protecting it, like NIkita said, is they're protecting it, and to unmask and just show us who he is. That's a cool feeling. It was cool to be a part of, and it was cool to experience. And just even after you guys did the Hall of Fame for Joe, he kept that when we would do these interviews, kept that alive. But that night, that was pretty cool, man. Elvis, you're banned. Can we ban him, please?
Elvis stinging you hard. Yeah, no, it's really cool that we got to, because we spent a weekend together. We there was 2 days like completely, and there was a situation where, quite frankly, like I wouldn't have been mad at him if he didn't show up, and he showed up for that. So
yeah, it was huge, right?
Yeah, it was cool. It was, but that So, and he went out and said, no, there's already a giant, right? 3 Irish boys. But I tweeted at Big Calyx and said, hey, why don't you come on the Irish Whip and we'll discuss this.
Yeah.
So,
Just to acknowledge, we're also out there hanging out on Sportscaster, and we do have a chat there, JP. If you ever get out there, and Johnny Socks, Josh Sports, Nick the Shoe Puck, and Bubble Boy 209 are hanging out in there. So if you ever want to hang out in the Sportscaster chat, we're in there too. They also, when we stream, you can chat, and we throw up. Look at that, man! I get the middle finger and the thumbs down. Jeez, Lori's harsh tonight, man. I'm getting it from all sides. That's what I'm telling you. Like, people either, as a Steelers fan, man, people hate me. They hate me.
The DeMoores are hardcore Patriots fans, man.
That's why they hate the Steelers, of course. Why would you guys hate on the Steelers? We have been your stepping stone to the fucking Super Bowl every time.
Did you see that dude that labeled Brady last week?
What do you mean?
He got sacked pretty good last week.
No,
I think it was only like one guy that got through to him, but he got through to him a couple of times. And at the end of the game, he pulled a Roethlisberger and he went and asked Brady for the jersey.
Oh my god, dude. Okay,
but he heard.
I don't know how we're turning this into a football podcast. Probably because anyway, my whole contention and why I'm pissed and why I burned my jersey, because I understand Marquise Pouncey's when he hiked that ball, it was horrible. Like, the offensive line is SAWFT, like, just soft. But Roethlisberger lack of commitment to dive on that ball and take 2 points instead of 6 is exactly who he is as a fucking Pittsburgh Steeler, is a fucking pussy.
No. With the way we got into this discussion too was because was we gonna go back? I missed out on doing like the having the wheel and doing that this week. I actually missed it.
Oh, yeah, Free Fig Friday. Friday. Here we are again. Yeah.
So with Free Fig Friday, I think what we're gonna do, and me and Josh just discussed this real quickly, is it's gonna happen every week again. Starting next week, it's gonna be but most weeks it's gonna be like a basic figure, or it might be an autographed picture or something that me and Josh already have, or something to that effect. And then on pay-per-view weeks, so if we had done it the 31st, the Friday before the 31st will be a big figure, the 29th.
So we'll do a basic fig. We'll do a basic fig every Friday, and then the last Friday of the month we'll do an elite.
Yeah, or whatever the pay-per-view week is. I think that's cool because it'll go in hand in hand with the pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view week. That's right. Not the last Friday. It's the pay-per-view week Friday.
So the
of WWE, right? Or of
the WWE.
Or are we talking the main ones, like not NXT pay-per-views?
No, just WWE. So
isn't
WWE.
it sad that we have to have this conversation right now?
Just so I'm talking just WWE, like
so not the Impact pay-per-view for tomorrow.
No, I didn't even know there was one. So, how you doing, Ross? I wonder if Ross knows there's one.
I'm sure Ross. Yeah, Ross is
actually. I might actually get that one if I'm around because that's actually hard to kill.
Yeah,
and that's a big Eddie Edwards. They're making this into a big Eddie Edwards day.
Well, I'm going to continue to rub Ross because he doesn't like me.
Yeah, he doesn't like either one of us. We just did. How cool was the deal we did for Mike Farrell with the Chaos Theory last week?
Well, I kind of felt like I threw. I kind of feel like I threw that one. I mean, anybody could pick Roman Reigns. Like, I left the door open for Rucker to actually challenge himself, but he went with the obvious answer of Roman Reigns for the best wrestler in the world. Of course, why wouldn't he? But the dude wears a twat knot, and Will Ospreay is twice the pro wrestler that he is.
I hope he invites us back because I figured out his scoring system by the end of it, and I think I can win every time now.
You think you figured out his scoring system?
Yeah, so the longer you talk, the more points you get. It doesn't matter what you're saying because Rucker was saying a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah. Rucker always by the way, if you ever want some quality information about pro wrestling, just DM at Boot to the Face on Twitter. Fridays.
There you go, Bobby D getting on SmackDown for 11th time. That's incredible. Like Bobby D's
gonna have the Bobby D's gonna have like the MVP Thunderdome visits.
So I figured out how to make money today too. So
How?
that other Friday night podcast there, 80 Proof, that's on after us on Twitch. They pulled together with their fans, and they got a pool going in there, and a few other people. I think Chaos Theory's actually in it. And they're doing pulled together and got some Mega Millions tickets. And somebody in their Discord today said, "Oh, if we win, we should just rent a cruise ship and all go on a cruise." Well, I told them, unless they all give me about $1 million, I'm going to streak the cruise.
Why?
Because each of them will pay me $1 million not to streak. Trust me.
I'll do it too.
There you go, right? That's easy money. I got my tickets, though. I'm running solo dolo on it.
Well, I'm.
I love
Yeah.
that Tommy and Bobby D competing for titles here. And you both get a title. That's the good thing about there being multiple brands. You can both have a major title, Tommy and Bobby.
When will Roman get new music and new attire? Never.
Yeah, no. I mean,
Ever.
he keeps updating his shirts because he keeps coming out with his new merchandise is so good.
Yeah, you can't. There's nothing you need. I guess that's the point. I'm. Don't mess with a good thing, man. If you don't need to reinvent any wheels. You got a good thing. How many times? Well, you can say, you can't see me so many ways. There's a million ways you can say that now. It's marketing. I don't think you would want to change anything.
Did you see?
I'd want to change Jey Uso. I'd want him to stop like crossing his arms and grabbing his dick while he's out there on SmackDown. It's awkward.
Did you see The Rock's new TV show?
What?
Let me see. Hang on, I'm trying.
I don't know, but I watched Stone Cold's after Raw.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. It's called Young Rock, and it's about it looks like it's like an Everybody Hates Chris, the Chris Rock show there. Take on The Rock, where it's him as a kid, but I think he's like I believe he's like narrating it. And it's live.
Do you think their favorite? No.
And it's
what the fuck what doesn't The Rock do? What doesn't The Rock do?
Wrestle.
Hey, you know, dude, we were talking about this with NIkita. Like, think about how lucky we have been to witness, like, when people talk about, we can't go back to Luthez and shit like that, but I mean, the 80s between Piper and even Cole, like NIkita, and I want to do this. Can we share this real quick?
Yeah.
Can we just play it? We got like 30 seconds, right? So I'll make sure that I'll make sure I monitor that so we don't get banned, right? But this is what I'm talking about when I say as a kid, I had a hard time understanding Nikita Koloff.
Here today on World Championship Wrestling, but let's bring in the Russians, Ivan and Nikita Koloff. It's part of the Great American Bash 86, best of 7 for the U.S. heavyweight title. Yeah, and also for the World Six-Man Tag Team title with the champions.
Again, come out and attack. He attacked on the line with the belt. Show no respect. Omega PA. It's no point to take 7, man. You look at Nikita again, Diva, please.
That's it, man.
You know what we know that they don't know?
What?
If that was Russian, made up, or what?
I didn't realize that he protected that character for 3 years after he got out of the business.
I was explaining that to my parents today.
And I also didn't know that he chose to stay with Jim Crockett and was loyal to Crockett Promotions instead of going to the WWF at that time. It was pretty cool.
It's incredible. It's you don't have that type of loyalty anywhere, and it's just so like he opened up to us like in if you've heard our interviews, we don't go for like the quote unquote shoot interview. We just want an honest conversation, and there was no shoot. There was it was all very positive, like super positive.
We talked about
But you
his
can
wrestling
find out
career. We talked about his
how to hang out with
faith.
them. You want
Yeah.
to hang out with them, you can. You popped because when I messaged him on Twitter afterwards, and he was like, "Here's my cell number." You were like, "Nikita Koloff just gave you his fucking cell number."
I know, and it's humbling to be able. The 8-year-old kid in me, like I keep saying, continues to just geek out every time I go back to it. Like it's, I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook, man, but I think it's my favorite. Like out of everyone that we've done together, and we've done some good ones that
Yeah.
people will go back on and go. I mean, from Flip signing his ROH,
Yep.
telling us, having us on there.
Yeah. By the way, don't put this out for a few weeks, guys.
Yeah. By the way, hey, I just signed ROH 3 years. Don't put it out for a few weeks. Pillman Jr. And those guys, man, it's just been a fun ride. And even before this, the people that we between Drew Gulak, oh man,
Yeah.
Natty Neidhart, Nikita
You guys.
Koloff was.
You guys with Lance Archer.
Yeah, Lance Archer. I mean, those are some fun.
Before we get into this and talking about the people that we've done and we've interviewed and whatnot, so I went to my barbershop and got my haircut yesterday. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Right?
That looks good.
Gotta look good,
Yeah.
And Josh, one of the other barbers at the barbershop that pays attention to us on Twitter, and he had listened in and he's like, "Dude, I listened to the show live and it was like you ignored my comments." And I was like, "I didn't ignore your comments. I don't remember seeing them." But it was the Christmas show we were like reminiscing on like Anthony and everyone else.
Yeah.
And you broke down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. The other guy started crying. And I was like, well, that's why I wasn't paying attention, because I was paying attention to him and making sure he was good.
Yeah.
And he just started laughing.
Yeah. I think it was a culmination, and this is no shit, of this entire year, and realizing that it's fucking, 2020 was a rough year for everybody involved. And I don't care where you're at. Just thanks for listening to the podcast. And fucking just appreciate who you are and what you are. And JP and I always talk about, we're on opposite sides of the political spectrum, but I'm not here to fuck up his world, and he's not here to fuck up mine. So if that's what you're looking to do, you're in the wrong crowd.
No, I debate with people all the time and never take it personal.
You can't.
I hope to learn out of it. Honestly, I hope to learn out of it.
You can. And
but I think, Laurie, I think Bobby already gave you a title.
Oh God. So yeah, we're down to basic.
Saying the ladies need a title.
Figure that. So are we? This week is this along with Masha Slamovich,
which you guys will hear. Not you guys live, but people listening not live will hear right after this. Right after us tonight, you'll hear that.
It'll be fun.
That was Josh and Laurie Prescott at like 4 a.m.
Dude, it was fun. I had a blast. It was a really cool interview. She's a really good person, and she's gonna be back here in the States and doing some cool ass shit for herself. And she's a hard worker. She's an educated individual. She's got a degree. And we talk about how important going to school is, how important psychology is, how important is drive and dedication, discipline, self-discipline, adventure. Like we talk about personality traits and how her 2% personality trait and her mental health, like she questioned a lot of who she was, what she was. And that's what, that's why she gravitated to a lot of things that she gravitated towards in life, and why she's doing what she's doing now for a living is because it gives her an outlet for that personality trait, or those personality traits that people look in society as non-conforming. She doesn't have to in this world. For her non-conforming, she makes more money for that. So we go in depth into that, and a lot of stuff is intellectual and in depth. Her age, she's an old soul, and we talk about that, and she acknowledged that. So it's a cool interview, man. It's fun.
And she's been around, like she's been really making the rounds, and I know she's in Japan now, but just trying to get her name out there and hustling, and you can see it. So I really hope that she makes it. I think she will. I don't, sometimes the system in pro wrestling is so damn random.
Yes,
But I think AEW sort of took that out. Because AEW was taking the hard workers out of the independent wrestling scene.
and look, I'm not saying that she's going to be on AEW Dark. I'm not saying she's signed anything. I'm not saying she couldn't show up at the Performance Center after she's done there at Mission Pro, but I really see that Mission Pro being a feeder program to AEW Dark through Thunder Rosa or NWA when it kicks back up again. So she's going to do some stuff here in the States, and she couldn't talk about it. And she didn't even tell me after we were done recording, what her plans were. And we respect that. That's protecting that. It's protecting the characters, protecting the gimmick, is protecting her to, she needs to keep that. But that's me speculating, because that's what I get paid. That's what we do, is we get on a podcast and we speculate, and I'm looking forward to be on there, and I would love to see her do some work with Chris Statlander when she gets back.
And it was the start of our Russian collusion tour.
Yeah, absolutely. The Russian collusion tour. This is all, man.
How funny is it that we do all this and now we're having trouble with our email?
Yeah. So the email, Podgo, I think we're under attack. I think we are personally under attack. The Irish Whip has been. The email got taken over, and I think somebody was fucking sending out some shitty emails with our email.
I think
what
that's
happened.
What was happening.
So crazy. Sorry if it happened to you guys.
The best way to get us to answer is to back us up against the wall, and we're gonna we've never been backed up against the wall. We didn't get out of either one of us. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's all good. Podgo is whatever. Once they're back up, we have an ad on this to submit, so we're good.
We appreciate them, and we appreciate all our other sponsors, and we appreciate you guys for coming around on Fridays. And we're going to try and always keep it to a half an hour, because we hope to entertain everybody through the interviews. And when we do these interviews, we really want you guys. They're good.
My thing is, this is going to be a 90-minute episode now when it goes up.
Yep.
And that takes a lot of time off of when we submit to full press coverage, full press radio. They play us as a radio show on Saturdays. So that'll be like a scheduled time, and now instead of an hour, it's going to be 90 minutes. It takes up time there, and
Yep.
And stuff like that we just have to take into consideration. Where before we could go all night if we wanted to, and it didn't affect anybody.
Yeah, it sounds like we couldn't, and we love our independence, but we also want to respect other people's time. So and keep the free fig going, and also the interviews that have made us what we are, and they are gold. And I think people are going to appreciate both sides of what we do, and the grassroots fun. It's fun. It's a fun giving away figs, and it's interesting to see who will actually come on the show and who won't.
I think I have an idea of what to give away for next week, too.
What?
I think it might be an autograph.
I have a basic we could give away. Tommy, your t-shirt's going to be on the way, too. Just know that. But there's I don't know if you guys are having issues, but there's shipping issues and stuff up here in Montana. Things are weird. I've got a couple of them that have been returned, and I'm just kind of waiting this out here for the next couple of weeks before I do anything, because I don't want to not owe people things. But this is what I got maybe for next week. I don't know if you've seen these yet, JP. Have you seen
the Shorty G? Yeah, I've seen that one a few times. That's the blue John Cena, right?
Yeah, the blue John Cena.
Inside jokes.
Yeah. And if we're out and about and I see some cool things, we'll give them away. But I just we want to keep them to a 90-minute episode, and I appreciate everybody tuning in, man.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a great week. And we'll see you for next Friday.
Enjoy the Slamovich interview. You guys are going to love it.
Yes.